Well, planting a new church in a pandemic was never our plan. You might remember back in January of 2020, when we had no idea the unique challenges this year would bring, we announced our vision to start a new neighborhood church in Lake Highlands as part of our family of churches. And we're calling that church Grace Church Lake Highlands. And while that vision has not changed, our strategy for planting this church certainly has. Our initial plan had been to start with worship as the first thing. But we believe God is now leading us to build towards worship as the final thing, hoping to start weekly Sunday morning services in January. By then, we hope to be able to enthusiastically invite our neighbors and our friends to join us for an in-person worship gathering. In the meantime, God has been drawing together an extraordinary group of more than 60 adults and their kids who have committed to be all in to help us start this new community. And by the way, it's not too late for any of you to join us. Throughout the fall, our launch team will begin to gather in neighborhood-based community groups. We hope these groups feel a little bit like the early church in the book of Acts, gathering in homes to study the scriptures together, to pray together, and to invite our neighbors into our lives through a rhythm we're calling the community meal. We hope that as these relationships grow, that by the time January comes, that we'll be inviting neighbors not just to a service they can attend, but into a family in which they can belong. Now, speaking of worship, one of the biggest questions that I'm often asked is, where will you gather when that day comes to begin worshiping on Sunday mornings? And I'm so excited to share that God has opened a door for us to be able to worship in the church building owned by a ministry called Youth Believing in Change in Northwest Lake Highlands. YBC is one of the longest running after-school ministries in the city of Dallas. We're thrilled to be able to partner with them and to gather in their facility where we have everything that we could need as a new church. Now, if I've learned anything over the last few months, it's that plans can quickly change. And so if you want to find out more about this new mission, if you want to pray for us, even to support us, you can go to our new website, gracelh.church, and find out more there. Amidst all that has changed over the last several months, I am so grateful that what has not changed is Highland Park Pres's commitment to the flourishing of our city, to helping people find and follow Jesus. And I would ask that you would join me in praying that God would do even more than we could ask or imagine right here in Lake Highlands and across our family of churches as we share the hope of Jesus together.